Hello, Dad.
Hey guys, welcome back to Super Switch TOTS here on the Super Switch U channel. Today we're going to cover a game that's a little different than the typical stuff that we have covered so far in the series, mostly because it's a Nintendo title. And it's Mario Kart World. I feel like I have not done enough coverage on that game in this channel, but we're going to cover it some more. Mostly because there are some settings and some accessibility type things that allow this to work for basically what we try to figure out. If it's playable for a much younger audience, and I do feel like this sort of fits that bill, so we'll go over exactly how young to start and kind of features those are. So without too much intro, let's just go ahead and jump into it. Kind of early, so you have to bear with me. My brain's not working super good today. I don't know. I'm tired, man. I'm so tired. But, I thought with Mario Day coming up next week, March 10th, M-A-R, and then 10 kind of looks like I-O, so Mario. Not that it's an actual anniversary or anything. But that's kind of what they've claimed, so yeah, might as well do a Mario game, and what better game than Mario Kart World. Now, with that said, there's a sticker in it. Yeah, okay. Let's go on here. Single player. Now, I wouldn't say anything like Knockout Tour would be appropriate, or just kind of free roaming. But Grand Prix or Versus, I feel like probably could. And let's see here. We need give me a second. Where's am I hiding it with the logo? Yeah, sort is what we want. Something like this. Let's go with Baby Luigi. And what do we got for younger carts here? No, the Titan looks good. Let's go with that. And there's the typical 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cups. But we'll go with the first one. And for the sake of accessibility and playable features for younger kids, we'll go with 50cc. Typically I play on 150, but it's fine. We're trying to show a point. So we'll go with 50. It's good. But just the fact that there is a difference in speed and ultimately difficulty because of that. That's the first one. That's the first feature that really helps with the younger audiences, just being able to slow it down and let them keep up with the competition there. Skip that. Nope. Photos. There we go. Pause. Alright. So though I won't actually turn on some of these things, you can push pause at any point and go into settings. And you've got your smart steering. Actually, you know what? I do probably need to show this off. Huh? Smart steering, auto accelerate, auto use items. You could do tilt controls. It's not always easy, though, in this context. You can also turn on and off transforming with dash food. I didn't actually know that was a thing, but anyway, so for the sake of this three settings there really apply. Now, to show you, I'm not touching anything. It keeps you on the road, it keeps you going, and it's supposed to auto-use items. Oh, there it is, okay. So, you don't even have to touch a single thing. This thing's got you covered. But, when those younger players are wanting to play, you can then take over and you could steer. And then of course we got the bullet bill item, and so that's going to go, and it's going to bring us up further in. Now, because this is going to annoy the crap out of me, you could always turn off any one thing. So say your kid gets the idea of using items, turn that off. If they know how to accelerate, right, and push that A button, that's real simple, you could turn that off. Or if they got all three, you could turn off smart steering too. There we go. Let's use that and go ahead and get ahead real quick. You're still going to get hit by the occasional item. I don't think you can fully take that out at all. There we go. Let's go right through, because the boo makes sure you can't be hit by items, which is always helpful. You're right up on that rail there. And I don't remember what lap we're on. Oh, last one. Okay, there we go. But yeah, so typically, like every other racing game that we've covered, this has the same basic accessibility things, the auto steering and automatic acceleration. The auto items is a neat extra feature that is not something that's typically used. So that way, if pushing an extra button to use something that could be helpful, if that seems tricky. So basically for your 2 into 3-year-old crowd, well, there you go. It's covered. I also believe that multiplayer is something that can be jumped in and out of, but I might be mistaken on that one. I do not have a second controller here to test that with. Even if not, I mean, you do have auto acceleration, so you can always just have the vehicle moving, so things progress. And the other fun thing here is that you don't have to worry about the content, right? Because it's Mario, so there's nothing bad in here. Nothing overly violent. Fun colors, the new jump to Switch 2 and the better graphics and stuff, it does seem like things are more colorful. And even with like these segments here, where you are just moving between the courses, those accessibility features are still usable. Like you could still stay on the road, even whenever the road's kind of open, and still have the automatic. Did I say acceleration or steering? I don't know. Either way, both of them work. That's more of that being tired thing right there. But the thing is it's not a setting that has to be set to every player. It just gets set to one. So even if, say, it was set to a slightly higher difficulty or a different speed, like 100cc or something for other players that are playing, you can kind of still keep up, even if it ends up making it a little more difficult, because even the computer players get more difficult as those settings go up. It can still be done, they can still keep up, and they can still play with the older players. I don't know if there's a way to fix difficulty without affecting all players, or speed of vehicles without affecting all players. However, as a parent or a guardian, you can still have some fun with 50cc, and some people, I've got a couple friends that are like that still set it to 50cc's because they're not the greatest racing games. So yeah, it still could be a fun time, is the point I'm trying to get across, if I could just focus long enough to do that. Go off this rail here. And like the wall riding and stuff, you don't have to do, but apparently I can't do that with a feather or something. I don't know. I think I botched that one a little too hard. There we go. And you can still do the tricks if you can get down pushing the trigger there. At this point now we're just having fun with it. Because again, it's Mario Kart. Even if it's a little easier, it's still Mario Kart at the end of the day. It is still a fun game. No matter what your age range or skill level is, it's still a fun time. It was kind of luck. That didn't really hurt me too much. Getting hit by that shell as I was going off the jump, because I didn't fall in a hole or anything. So that's nice. There are actually, I will say, there are still holes that could be fallen into. So there's that. Because I feel like with like Paw Patrol Grand Prix and the Blaze and the Monster Machines and stuff, you didn't have holes. So it was really just staying on the course, but even that, they didn't let you veer off. So those are probably still a better start for kart racers. But if you're wanting to try to get more of the family involved, like you have multiple kids, or cousins are there, or uncles and aunts that like to be a bit more competitive, you can still get up to 4 people in one go. No, I don't believe this game actually had like game share or anything, which is a little disappointing. You could have done game share over game chat, which is really nice on some games. That would have helped too. Then you can get other with Switch 2s involved that maybe don't have Mario Kart. But with how many they've sold, I don't know that that's too many people that skipped out on Mario Kart. Most probably got the bundle and had it just from the beginning. Hoping that I can swipe one of these mushrooms, but I guess not. Spike ball. See if I can catch back up. Alright, now I'm just focused because I got behind. I don't want to look like I'm awful at this game or anything. Plus, I don't know that I got too many other notes. I think that basically covers all the bases right there, right? Yeah, you could set it down to basically drive for you, so yeah, literally anyone could play. I think we're actually at the course now. Now, as I was trying to say before, I don't know that free roam would be... I mean, they could probably play around with it. I don't know if there's a lot of the challenges that are easy enough, or that you could find them easy enough to do. But, get on around here. And yeah, Knockout Tour is a little less forgiving, because you have to be in the top. And not all the time by just automatically going and automatically using items. I don't know that you consistently be able to be in the top to not get knocked out. So that just being overly competitive would probably not be the right mode. So not everything that this game has to offer is for a younger audience. But like I said, Grand Prix works, versus mode works. If I can get to it, we'll get out and go. There we go. Yeah, we don't need to finish the Grand Prix, even though I think I was 1 cup away. But, I'm gonna say 1 cup, 1 race. Jesus, I am tired. Anyway, so yeah, all your multiplayer stuff would be fine. Free roam, they could at least play around with. I'd stay away from Knockout Tour. Time trials, you're kind of just racing by yourself, but at the same time you're racing this clock. Also probably wouldn't work too well. And then battle mode. I'll open this up for a second. I want to kind of make sure that what I'm about to think on this is accurate. Right, so there's only the 2 different battle modes. Balloon battle or coin runners. They could go for coins, I think, pretty well. Like, I don't know if you'd ever be able to win if you couldn't accurately steer. But, let's go into that one. Let's see, I want to test it. Right, you could set certain items. We'll go to the farm. I want to see how these safety settings work, if you can even set them at all. Nope, that's camera. Okay, so you can still turn on automatic items and smart steering. Which would keep you on the course, but it doesn't send you towards coins. But some of the coins are off the course. Sorry, brain's computing here. Why are we setting automatic steering if I can still do that? What is it automatically steering me to? Okay, so it quickly finds your way off of a wall, which I guess is helpful. Oh, I still pushed the wrong button to get in there. Okay, so let me turn those settings off. Okay, now we'll go ahead and get out. We're approaching a decent time here, so I just want to make sure there's nothing else I want to go over. And then versus race is literally just racing, right? Or picking courses. Okay. I think that, you know what, hold on. I was trying to remember how to get back into free roam. Oh, it's plus from here. Okay. There we go. And then... So you could do the auto acceleration so they don't have to go. But I feel like turning that on is not going to keep me on the road, right? Yeah. So that's just going to be keeping you from getting stuck on a wall, automatically going and using items that I feel like you don't really need to use automatically. Alright. That covers it. That's pretty good. We'll pull this back up here. So, just to briefly summarize that up, different modes, different settings for different age groups, right? You could, if you had a 2-year-old that has enough focus and picks up on things really well, they could start with the Mario Kart. They could start with Mario Kart World, because the automatic acceleration, the automatic steering, and the automatic item using. So it's versus and Grand Prix on 50cc. Now Grand Prix with a 2-year-old, I feel like that's probably too many races. So expect for them to just kind of hop in and out. And that's okay. If it's going to automatically go, you don't have to worry about it just sitting at the start and then like you finish the race and then you have to wait and it's got to go so far before it just kicks them out. You don't have to worry about that. Car's just going to keep going, just like a CPU or computer player, or whatever, you know. So there's that, and that brings in the youngest audience. But I think when you start getting closer to that 4 and 5-year-old range, you could start to take off some of those training wheels. You could take off the automatic item usage, or you could take off the automatic acceleration and just keep the steering so they don't go off the course when you're doing a race. And then you could start to explore free roam and let them kind of get used to the controls on their own. I would still stay out of Knockout Tour until 5 or older, because it's very competitive and you have to be in the top so many places each checkpoint until the very end when you're trying to be number 1 out of 3. So probably not the best mode for anything else. And with things like balloon popping, probably more of a 4 or 5-year-old thing. But younger than that, they could go after some coins. I don't know if they'd be very good at it, but they could feel like they're part of the group. And so it's a good introductory to different types of racing games and challenges and stuff like that. So you could get enough out of Mario Kart World with a 2, 3, or 4-year-old. This works. This really works with them. I've not tried it with my son yet. Probably should. But we've been playing things like Paw Patrol, and surprisingly, he loved the Nick Jr. Party game. I got to the Blue's Clues stages. He loves the Blue's Clues stages. So we've been playing that. We have not ventured into Mario anything. But I would like to try to start exploring some of these, because a lot of the Mario games have started adding in these much easier modes and settings for younger players. So it'd be interesting to see. And I am sorry that it took us so long to get to a Mario game in the Super Switch TOTS series, but here it is. This is us covering the first of many, since it's Switch 2, and we can do the entire Switch 1 catalog, we can do Switch 2 catalog. So if you guys want to see anything like that, definitely put that in the comments. If you have anything to add or to argue against in what I said, share it in the comment section. We can debate it and see, you know, if I said something that wasn't quite right, or if you're like, oh yeah, but you know, you could also do this in like Knockout Tour and it could make it easier or something like that. We could talk about it. And then again, game requests of any sort for this series or for any other series, or just for general coverage. Let us know what you guys want to see, and we'll cover that. If you like the video, hit the like button. Subscribe so we can get closer to 1,000 subscribers. We're getting so very close. And if you have subscribed, hit that bell notification button so you can be alerted to all upcoming videos, including the weekly series like Under 60 Gaming on Mondays at 9 a.m. Central Time, Super Switch TOTS at on Wednesdays at 9 a.m. Central Time, Let's Play Tabletop on Saturdays at 9 a.m. Central Time. This week I am starting a thing. Starting a thing. It's not going to be guaranteed every week. I'm going to just kind of go through some stuff and put it out whenever I've got one to do. Let's throw back Thursdays. And so that's going to be 8 a.m. on Central Time on Thursdays. And I'm just going to pull some of the very far back catalog, anything from before the Super Switch U branding, the things that I liked, the videos I put out. And I'm gonna give it that branding, the intro. We're gonna put it back out there, so that way, some of you guys that are joining now don't have to search through. I want to say there's probably hundreds of videos in my backlog, so you have to search through all of that to get to some of the things, like some of the unboxings that I did before then, certain other little things. The only thing that's not going to jump up is Let's Play Tabletop. I do have a very specific playlist set at the front of the home menu, and so you can go back and find all those a lot easier. But this is just for like the little skits and things like that, stuff that I feel like kind of follows the vibe of what I'm trying to do. So I'm going to do that on Thursdays when there's not unboxings and gameplay videos to do, because that's also when Nintendo does their releases. And so if there's not already a video, we will put one out then. And yeah, I think with that, that's everything I got for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.